On today's broadcast, I titled it How Europeans and Americans Can Fix the Future. So, if you're watching this and you're probably thinking, what does this title have to do with the world? Well, I believe that due to the last 400 years, 500 years, Europeans and as a result, Americans, as a descendants of Europeans, have successfully completed their goal of conquering the world. And as a result, they are in a position of power where they can decide the trajectory of the future. Um, I spent a lot of my time studying, wanting to know how we could move further. And so many of the books I read, so many of the historians, public speakers, people like H.G. Wells to Martin Luther King Jr. So many people have talked about the end times and also wanting to make the world a better place. Well, we're currently in a time where the Europeans and the Americans have the ability to actually make the world a better place. And for a very long time, their social hierarchy was race based, it was a racialized caste system. And they implemented this caste system everywhere they went and everywhere that they conquered in the world. However, now we're in a situation where it seems as though that the planet can actually be destroyed in the event of a nuclear war. Now, some people say that they don't believe that a nuclear war can occur, but I would like to point to what happened in Hiroshima in Japan in the 1940s when Harriet Truman co-signed and dropped a atomic bomb during World War II on the Japanese. Um, I remember when I was in college and the war in Syria was taking place, it was a statistic that said that Syria was bombed every day for a year straight. So in the modern times, we're looking at this conflict in the Middle East with Iran. And so I believe that we're at a stage where we have to choose what will the future look like for the world. Okay. And Europeans and Americans are placed as stewardess because they have successfully inherited the position to either choose peace or choose war. So I'm going to play this clip by Mark Rubio, and then I'm going to expound on my point.
Before the end of the Second World War, the West had been expanding. Its missionaries, its pilgrims, its soldiers, its explorers pouring out from its shores to cross oceans, settle new continents, build vast empires extending out across the globe. But in 1945, for the first time since the age of Columbus, it was contracting. Europe was in ruins. Half of it lived behind an iron curtain, and the rest looked like it would soon follow. The great Western empires had entered into terminal decline, accelerated by godless communist revolutions and by anti-colonial uprisings that would transform the world and drape the red hammer and sickle across vast swaths of the map in the years to come. Against that backdrop, then as now, many came to believe that the West's age of dominance had come to an end, and that our future was destined to be a faint and feeble echo of our past. But together, our predecessors recognized that decline was a choice, and it was a choice they refused to make. This is what we did together once before, and this is what President Trump and the United States want to do again now, together with you. And this is why we do not want our allies to be weak, because that makes us weaker. We want allies who can defend themselves so that no adversary will ever be tempted to test our collective strength. This is why we do not want our allies to be shackled by guilt and shame. We want allies who are proud of their culture and of their heritage, who understand that we are heirs to the same great and noble civilization, and who, together with us, are willing and able to defend it. And this is why we do not want allies to rationalize the broken status quo rather than reckon with what is necessary to fix it. For we in America have no interest in being polite and orderly caretakers of the West's managed decline.
So, if you're watching that, I want you to know that what what they're talking about right now is that they are planning on world domination, you guys. And we're in a time now where I believe that our European brothers